When you file your own LMIA application or are looking to hire a representative for the LMIA application, there are 6 key questions you want to ensure that your application has, because these are the things that the immigration officer looks for, and so you want to make sure that you have sections in your application that address these 6 main questions. The first one is obviously, where did you post a position? Indicate the specific website, newspaper, recruitment firms, and provide copies of the recruitment efforts that you've done. Go a little bit further by explaining the recruitment efforts, how long you posted it, how many times you posted it, and so forth. But at the bare minimum, include the copies of the postings that you've done. The second is, how many positions were you trying to fill? Some employers are looking to hire a bulk candidate, so it could be 10, could be 20, and most employers are just looking to fill one position. So you want to make sure you emphasize that. How many positions are you filling with this LMIA application? The third question you want to make sure you address is, how many Canadians applied for this position? One of the key things you can do to address this as well is include resumes or whatever documents you have to prove that these Canadians have applied, but make sure you black out confidential information like phone numbers and names and so forth. But you can at least show some proof to the immigration officer that very little Canadians applied for this position, and here is who applied. But again, like I said, make sure that you keep the confidentiality with that candidate that applied. The fourth is, how many Canadians did you actually interview? So out of all of the people that applied, you don't have an obligation to interview every single one. You have an obligation to interview those that could possibly be a suitable candidate for the position. But if some Joe Smith applied that has 0 experience and does not meet the requirement that you posted on Job Bank, then obviously you don't have an obligation to interview that individual. The fifth is, how many Canadians were actually hired? Obviously, majority of the employers will say 0, because that's why you're looking at hiring a foreign national. But there are some times where employers are looking to hire multiple candidates, and they posted it for 10, and they were able to hire 2 Canadians, and they're still waiting to fill in the 8th position. So if that's your situation, you do want to show that you did that and you actually hired Canadians and you're in the middle of training them. So that shows obviously a good thing on your application when Canadians have been hired, if you're doing a bulk labor market impact assessment. The 6th one, which is obviously very, very important, is, why were the Canadians or permanent residents not suitable for this position? Indicate the specific qualifications that they lacked, and whether it was sufficient numbers of applicants to fill the position. So sometimes you post a position and nobody applies. So that doesn't really look good necessarily either. The immigration officer may see that as lack of efforts, or you may have posted a position where 200 people applied, and then obviously in that bulk candidates, you were not even able to locate 1 Canadian to do it. But if it's a reasonable number, you want to indicate why there was no suitable Canadian candidate to fill the position. And again, you might want to put this in an Excel chart or something like this to explain, candidate number 1 had the following qualifications, not suitable for my company because this was posted as such, and this is why I need this position with an individual with these credentials, experience, etc. So just posting the position and then adding a copy of the posting is not necessarily all that you need to do. You have to go above and beyond of what you're, obviously with the LMIA application. Go a little bit further. I hope these 6 questions answers a lot of your questions, because I get a lot of them. As to what exactly you need to prove. So if you stick with these 6 things and you've proven these 6 things, that's a good step in the right direction. If you have questions about the LMIA application or ready to hire a firm to help you with the process, give us a call. We're here to help. Thank you, and until next time.